This is not an atmosphere Arkansas State is necessarily used to. A sold-out crowd, 66,000 fans, but Hugh Freeze and his guys get it. This is a big-time opportunity. Like it or not, love it or hate it, the rematch is on. LSU and Alabama, New Orleans, January 9th. Welcome, everybody, to the new college football show. As part of tonight's ceremony for honoring the BYU senior for breaking the all-time steals record, Cougar fandom has declared it Jackson Emery Night, and no one is more proud than his hometown community of Alpine, Utah. The headlines call him the best prospect ever to enter the baseball draft. And he said, have you seen the movie Forrest Gump? And of course, we've all seen it. Yeah. He wore those braces. How about the QB situation? John Brantley injured, Jeff Driscoll banged up, sharing time with the true freshman Jacoby Brissett. How do they get offensive rhythm going? Let's heat it up right here with our zone coverage and our team of contributors who take us inside the SEC, ACC, and Conference USA. All kinds of momentum shifting that first quarter. How critical was that interception in getting you guys 23?
Oh, that was big.
Well, without a doubt, the biggest news in college football, Joe Paterno removed as head coach at Penn State. The book is called Turnaround. Was there a turning point where you said, okay, I think we're going to make it here?
I'm always terrified.
Speaking of your Gators, Ronald Reagan was president the last time Florida State, Miami, all absent from the AP Top 25. They bounced out this week. Which team has the best chance of regaining control of their season? Coach didn't mince word. He said, I am upset with missed opportunities. He said, when you get down to the red zone twice and come away with just 3 points, that's some form of self-destruction. But he also says, hey, it's very tough on the opposite side to defend a BYU attack that is so balanced. Interesting contrast today between the two locker rooms. Florida, pretty quiet, a business-like atmosphere. On the Cougar side, it was much more of a party atmosphere. They're light, they're loose. Well, fellas, I've got a prop here that kind of highlights the nasty trifecta we have out here, pushing 100. Whole new use for pantyhose. What's happening here?
Knee high's here to help keep the boys cooler throughout the race.
Have you been serenaded?
No, I wish I were.
No, you don't.
I do,
more
absolutely.
Obnoxious than Clem from the Shell station showing up under your door one day singing.
Hey, buddy, you got rips on the back of your jersey. Oliver, what happened with the crash?
Yeah.
With all the smoke, it's hard to see and it's hard to breathe. A mortar hit on this busy Sarajevo street. And one of the big problems was the wall had partially collapsed, creating a security problem for the kids here and the food that they had. Up close, one-on-one, what they're finding in villages like this one is the resilience of individuals. You have a son who is Elizabeth's age. You know these kids, you know this neighborhood. What has it been like for them day to day these past, 9 months?
Well, they had to deal with the loss of a friend.
When I was little, the ballet teacher came to my mom and said, listen, you're wasting your money. She is just not a ballerina. I was pretty awful. Later on, the boys in the neighborhood were going to sign up for Little League football. And I thought, no, that sounds fun. I want to do that.
Sammy, you gotta run that ball.
Football turned out to be my thing. That's my story.
Join Sammy Linebaugh as she explores the stories of the Mountain West.
Coach, some gutsy play calling has you up by 14. How closely has this first half gone to the script you had?
Well, we're staying with our script.
Just checked in with Coach Rocky Long. He is obviously very frustrated with the penalty situation. He said, we've had our opportunities. You talked about quarterback Ryan Applin. Well, his favorite target is junior wide receiver Josh Jarbo. Heavily recruited out of high school, actually started his career at Oklahoma. Could be one of the best in the country. If he can get behind the Hokies secondary, create some big plays, the Red Wolves could keep this one close. 18 Utah seniors just a few minutes ago honored on the field. They now look to their sophomore quarterback Jordan Wynn to lead this team and to put points on the board early, something BYU has been very good at of late. You made the decision, very first offensive series, to go for it on a fake punt, 4th and 1. How critical was that in setting the momentum of this game?
I think it just reflected the mindset.
Only undefeated team in the country now. Does that give you the run for the national championship?
We should be.
Talk to us about your defense and what they were able to do at critical points today.
Defense kept us in the ball game.
292 passing yards today. How different did you feel out there today compared with last week?
I felt a lot more comfortable.
There was a very active conversation going on the sideline there about how to stop the pressure that BYU is bringing defensively.
Sammy, what did Coach have to say?
Well, James, I asked him what he tweeted, and he kind of smiled and said, I told our fans that is the worst half of football we've ever played. He said it's about to get much better. Hard to believe Nevada was the only Division I school to offer Colin Kaepernick a scholarship. He was a baseball kid who could throw a 90-mile-an-hour fastball in high school. People thought he was going to go baseball. baseball route. He said, nope, I'm a football guy. As recently as last summer, the Chicago Cubs came calling, wanted to draft him, but he said, you know, all my guys will be in Reno training all summer. If I go play baseball, what kind of leadership does that show? So he said, thanks, but no thanks. Utah starting quarterback Jordan Wynn had never set foot in the rival stadium, experienced all this until today. You've talked a lot about wanting these guys to play to their potential. How close did they come today?
You know, I think they took a big step.
And I thought we had a deal. It starts raining. I thought we'd switch. I'll give you my jacket even. You can come.
Sammy told me in her contract if it rains, I have to go down and she comes up here.
He doesn't mind. All right, you guys, I'm gathering. I've had enough of all your talk about the warmth, the heaters under your feet. I just want you to get a close look here at what I'm dealing with.
Kick, driving Shaky back to his own 22, takes it there, stays on his feet, makes one tackler miss across the 30, 35, 40, here comes Shaky, 45, 50, 45, 40, one man to beat, it's the kicker, 35, 30, cuts back to the inside, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, stopped at the 2-yard line, Shaky Smithson, how do you do?
That's Bill Riley on the call. Got to be fun calling games when Shaky Smithson is doing his thing. Shaky has also been in the spotlight for legally adopting his teenage brother, removing him from the dangers of inner-city Baltimore. What's happened in the years since? Well, you just have to see it to believe it. Sammy Linebaugh has a story, including the moment Rice-Eccles Stadium became hallowed ground for both brothers.
Smithson from his own 22. He was kind of stopped. Now he's going to change directions.
If ever a childhood nickname suited a player,
Smithson needs one more block and he's gone.
Shaky certainly fits the league's #1 punt returner.
The 10-5 touchdown Utes.
That's the most exciting thing to me in football. You know, just, you know, winning that one-on-one battle with somebody and just, you know, shaking them, running them over any way, you know, just to get around them and hearing the crowd just, you know, roar, just shout your name is just amazing, you know, for them to do that.
There is one voice he hears above all, little brother Anthony with his own nickname, Fish. The two share an apartment near the Utah campus. The younger Smithson attends Salt Lake City's Highland High.
This is what I gotta put up with right here.
4.0.
Yeah. Easy for me.
There's not that many people that would have the, like college players that would have the road just to take their 16-year-old brother out of another state and move him across the country and take care of him on his own, just by himself.
Both of us got 4 balls. That's how the 4 in the hole. First time, man.
Bonded by a love for football, neither could have dreamed what the 2010 season had in store. Shaky has become must-see TV and SI.com mid-season All-America punt returner.
Shaky back-to-back weeks, touchdowns on punt returns.
Fish earned his team's starting QB job as a junior. And it wasn't just Shaky who came out for his games.
Just being so close to Shaky, you get close to Fish, and like every week you got people coming out and going to the games and supporting them.
I didn't invite any of them. They called me on their own, be like, Shaky, where your brother playing at today? I'm coming out there.
Does that make you nervous?
No, I don't think it makes me nervous. I'm just saying, like, it just, like, get me excited because I know that people will support me.
That support would cut a path right back to the Utes' home turf.
Smithson to the 5, and he will score. Touchdown, Highland.
Right here, right now in Rice-Eccles Stadium. It's a tie ball game, 17-all in the 4th quarter, but it's not Shaky Smithson who's playing. It's his younger brother, Fish, who has helped lead his high school team to the Utah 4A state championship. Unfortunately, Shaky can't even be here. He's in San Diego preparing to take on the Aztecs.
He was probably more nervous than Fish.
He was more nervous than Fish.
From a San Diego hotel, Shaky and his Utes held their breath, getting updates any way they could.
We had, I think, 4 phones going. It was a live stream, but the stream kept on shorting out on each of our phones. So we had 4 phones and we had an iPad.
Smithson to throw. Pressure coming. Throws near side. Buck off 4. Makes the catch. And he is in. Touchdown, Highland!
In a double overtime shootout, the Highland Rams won 37-36, the school's first state championship since 1986. Fish had a career night.
What was it like to play in a game like this?
I mean, it's a great game. You know, it's a good environment. I mean, there's a lot of people here. It's great to play on the Utah Stadium. It's a big stage, and we got the win.
He's ice cold. He doesn't get too high. He doesn't get too low. He's the type of quarterback you want. He's the type of competitor and player that you want.
By cell phone, the Smithson brothers shared the moment.
I was crying. You know, I was very emotional. You know, once I found out he really won the game. My teammates was right there. I had him on speakerphone, and you know, he was just saying, "Go get that W. Go get that win."
Those two they're thick as thieves, and you look at it, and that's how brothers should be. And we talk about it on the football field, but those two live it every day.
Shaky was he was on cloud nine. You know, it was a big moment for him, and you know, him and his brother are very close, and it was a. You know, Shaky, you could just tell how proud he was.
It was a great day, you know, just to, you know, be a big brother and, you know, just to realize that everything that's going on paying off for him and for myself.
The Utes went out and got that win against San Diego State.
Lindley trying to break it here. He goes deep downfield, looking for Sampson. It is intercepted.
Setting up the battle with rival BYU and what will be Shaky's final game in Rice-Eccles Stadium.
Very emotional. It's going to be all I got. As soon as as soon as they kick the ball off, it's all I got. This game is going to be real, real big for the community and for myself. You know, just to get a chance to play BYU my senior year at home at Rice-Eccles. Can't script it better than that.
Especially considering the rest of the story. In Salt Lake City, Sammy Linebaugh for the Mountain.
As you know by now, BYU has the most dynamic scorer in America in Jimmer Fredette. But it's Jackson Emery who has been the Cougars' best on the defensive end throughout his career. With over 200 steals, Emery recently passed Danny Ainge as the school's all-time leader. We thought we'd introduce you to BYU's other star guard and the little brother he can't wait for you to meet. Here's Sammy Linebaugh.
It might be the only place on the planet where being called a thief is the highest form of flattery. Before tip-off against TCU, BYU senior Jackson Emery had fans in his home arena on their feet. "196 career steals, enough to surpass a record in the books for over 2 decades. Danny Ainge had this to say.
From the time you've been on campus, you've been one of my favorite players because of your intensity and how you instigate physical play, your fearlessness in taking big shots at crucial moments.
Emery with a hand in his face. Perfect beyond the hook.
As part of tonight's ceremony for honoring the BYU senior for breaking the all-time steals record, Cougar fandom has declared it Jackson Emery Night, and no one is more proud than his hometown community of Alpine, Utah.
Jackson is the best leader probably about I've ever had.
Lone Peak High School coach Quincy Lewis says he'll never forget the first time he saw Emery play.
Here's this kid stealing the ball, layup, 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 you know, and you wonder, is that real? Am I really seeing this? And then the next game he does it again. Next game he does it again. And you start figuring out this guy really has a feel and anticipation to be able to do those things.
Emery was by then a junior and had never played varsity basketball. Lewis says he was fiercely competitive and at times tough to rein in.
It was honestly about every other game. We had to sit him on the bench. He'd have a technical or something, and we'd have to sit him on the bench and just calm him down, and you couldn't talk to him when he got mad.
You know, he sat me down and said, I like your competitive nature. I like how you like to play so hard, but you can't be doing this or doing that, slapping the floor when you get mad, or making comments to refs when it doesn't go your way, or, you know, pushing the other guy if he's holding you or pinching you, whatever he's doing. You got to maintain your composure.
Emery listened, and by his senior year, the 6-foot guard was nothing short of a phenomenon, leading the Lone Peak Knights to the state title. Something his younger brother now hopes to repeat. Only a sophomore, Nick Emery, already has several D1 offers. BYU is among them.
Well, Nick, he's far ahead of his years. You know, last year he averages 18, 19 a game as a freshman, and that's just amazing. And he was fortunate to be, you know, blessed with a body that was ready to play as a freshman, but also to have the skill level that he has at this point is something else.
Jackson's just been my mentor. I mean, he's helped me in everything.
Including a competitiveness that is both unmatched and managed. Kind of like two thieves, but in the bright lights.
Steele Emery, the all-time steals leader at BYU.
1-on-1 to 21, who wins?
It's pretty close. I mean, he's probably got the defense, so I'll give it to him. But I say we've got a few years to go.
Oh, I think right now I still got him. I tell him, I'm like, I'm still your older brother. And as long as I'm playing, I'm in my prime, I'm going to beat you.